450th Interflug Flight 14th of August, 1972 Operator, Interflug, East Germany's national airline. The flight route connects Burgas Airport in Bulgaria with Berlin-Schönefeld Airport in East Berlin. Aircraft, Ilyushin Il-62. Registration, DMSA. Fatalities, 156, all on board. 0 survivors. Recap of the accident. Shortly after takeoff from Berlin-Schönefeld Airport, Flight 450 experienced a fire in the tail section of the aircraft, caused by a failure in the electrical system, which led to the failure of hydraulic systems and control surfaces. The fire severely compromised the aircraft's ability to remain in the air, despite the crew's efforts to return to the airport. The plane lost control and crashed into a wooded area near Königs-Wusterhausen, approximately 25 kilometers southeast of Berlin. The crash's cause. The fire was caused by a short circuit in an electrical relay in the aircraft's rear, according to the investigation. This fire was not detected in time and spread quickly, destroying essential control systems. Important factors that contributed: insufficient fire suppression and detection in the tail section. Poor redundancy in flight control systems. No cockpit indication of the severity of the internal fire. Aftermath and legacy. At the time, this was the worst aviation accident involving the Ilyushin Il-62 and remains the worst air disaster in East German history. The crash led to increased scrutiny of Soviet aircraft design, especially regarding fire safety and electrical systems. Following the accident, it was suggested. Full details from the investigation into Interflug Flight 4501. Authorities with investigations. Primary investigators, East German Civil Aviation Authority. As the aircraft was an Ilyushin Il-62 built by the USSR, Soviet engineers provided support. Because of the secrecy surrounding the Cold War, the findings were not made available to the general public at the time. However, many of the facts became known later through leaked reports and aviation historians. 2. Sequence of events. Based on black box data reconstruction, electrical issues were discovered in the aircraft's rear shortly after takeoff, at cruising altitude, 29,000 feet. Cabin pressure warnings activated, indicating a loss of pressure near the tail section. Crew noticed control anomalies, particularly with elevator trim and rudder systems. Communications with ATC indicated the crew requested an emergency return to Schönefeld Airport. Within minutes, the aircraft began a steep, uncontrolled descent as it became increasingly unstable. The plane crashed into a wooded area near Königs-Wusterhausen, around 25 kilometers from the airport. 3. Key technical findings. A. Fire origin location, rear fuselage, near the auxiliary power unit, APU, and electrical relay box. Cause, most likely, a short circuit in a bundle of electrical cables brought on by an overheating relay or damaged insulation. Fire spread, fueled by flammable insulation and hydraulic fluid, it spread rapidly into adjacent systems. B. Control system damage. Fire destroyed hydraulic and mechanical linkages controlling the lifts, ripple, stabilizer trim. The crew lost effective pitch and yaw control as a result of these being damaged. C. Detection and suppression failures. The IL-62 lacked automatic fire detection or suppression systems in the rear electrical bays. There were no smoke sensors or cockpit indicators to alert the crew to a fire. The crew only realized that a system was failing, not that a fire was starting. 4. Crash site analysis. The pattern of the wreckage confirmed that the aircraft was in a high-speed, nose-down descent at the time of impact. Before the collision, a fire nearly destroyed the tail section. Black box recordings were partially recovered and confirmed control issues and increasing stress in the cockpit. 5. Human factors. Crew followed emergency return protocol, but limited situational awareness, no fire indication, delayed decisive action. Pilots misjudged pitch inputs as a result of inadequate control of the investigation as which exacerbated the descent. Electrical fire in the tail section during the flight. The crash was deemed non-survivable and failed catastrophically. Factors contributing: poor fire detection/suppression in the aircraft design. Using materials that are flammable and not routing cables and hydraulics in a redundant manner, insufficient separation of vital systems, making them vulnerable to a single point of failure. 7. Aftermath and changes. Aircraft design recommendations: add redundant routing to hydraulics and electrical cables. Introduce fireproof materials and install fire detection systems in hidden compartments. Update crew training to include hidden fire diagnosis and emergency procedures. Political note: the entire report was never made available to the public due to East German and Soviet secrecy. After the reunification of Germany, parts of it were made public, and aviation researchers in the 1990s and 2000s added more details.